This is the toe touch test. Simple test here. We just want to see if our player can touch their toes. Let's just go over how to do this. Put your feet together. Okay, most important part of this test is knees have to stay extended. So tell your player to take your legs and extend your knees. If the knees hinge 1 degree, test is over, okay? So keeping your feet on the ground, knees extended, just have them take their hands out in front of them. And from here, tell my player, don't bend your knees. Can you touch your toes? Not touch the floor, can you touch your toes? And we just look to see if they can touch and back up. And all I'm looking for is to see if the knees flex or if they can't get to the ground. We don't care how you touch your toes. I don't care what their spine looks like. I don't care what the sacrum looks like. I just want to know if they can touch their toes. If they can, test is over, move on, it's great. Okay? If they can't, let's pretend like, okay, if you can't, come on back up. That could be a bilateral problem or it could be a unilateral problem. In other words, he could have a problem with his right hip, his left hip, or he could have a problem with both hips, or even a problem with his spine. So just to get a little more information, we're going to do what's called a unilateral toe touch test. So he started with his feet together, right? I don't want to change his foot position, so don't change foot position. All I want you to do for the second part of the test is just bend one knee and take all your weight off of it. So now Dave's got all of his weight on his left leg, and I say keeping your left leg straight and all your weight on your left leg, take both hands on top of each other, and let me see you touch your left toe. So now we're just testing the left side. And then I say switch. Feet stay together, he just bends, keeps all his weight on his right leg, and go ahead and try and touch your right one. And I'm looking to see, and if one side's harder than the other, you just diagnosed a unilateral problem. So just to review this real quick, if they can't touch their toes, and then you go to single leg, and now all of a sudden they can touch one side, but they can't touch the other side, you just told me there's something wrong with this hip. That's more of a unilateral hip problem. If you can't touch your toes, you go to unilateral, and let's say they can't touch here, and then they can't touch here, well, that's a bilateral problem. It's either a bilateral hip problem or a spine problem. That's the toe touch test.